Let's talk about Sunburst charts. So these are one of the many new charts that are available in 2016, right, of Excel onwards. So if you look here at Sunburst charts, it's actually very cool, right? Because it's actually very visual and it can show you the hierarchical data, right? So if you have a table with different levels of categorization, so you could see over here, we have our sales month, and then we have the week number, we have the sales region and the sales. And if you notice over here, right, this column, right, the sales month and the week number, both of them have blanks, because we have some sort of categorization. You don't repeat the weeks over and over again. So we have here, it implies that this is for week 1, this is for January of week 2, right? Because this one, the blanks symbolizes that it's all January. And then we have February as well, so which means it implies that it's all for the first week of February for these 3 rows over here. We have March, right? And then we have March the second week, March for the third week, and then this ones are also March third week. Okay, and the cool thing with this one is this is the table that the Sunburst chart uses, right, to represent the data. And if we go through here for this chart quickly, each hierarchy is drawn by one ring in the Sunburst chart. So what do I mean by this? So if you see here, the innermost ring represents the top hierarchy. So you can see here that, right, it's January, and then we have February, March. So this ring over here represents the sales month. And then it just follows until we have our outermost ring. So you could see here the next ring over here, right, is the second category, which is the week numbers. You could see here the week ones, right, week 1, week 2 for January, and then for March we have 3 weeks over here, right? And then the outermost ring, okay, is the last hierarchy. So you could see here that the last one is actually the sales regions. And the beautiful thing with this one is the size of each region would pretty much depends on the sales value, right? So if the sales is bigger, then it has a bigger slice over here. So for example, if we look at, let's just pick one of them. Let's pick January. Let's go for week 1, right? And then let's compare the Africa sales region and America. So you could see here Africa is 25,000, America is 93,000. So we would expect the America piece to be bigger, which is, right, which is over here. And then cumulatively, if you add the Africa and America, right, the values over here, then that would comprise the slice of week 1, right? So if we compare week 1 and week 2, it looks like week 2 is a bit longer, right? It looks bigger, right? So if we just compare this quickly, let's go for week 1, right? The sum is around 118,000. If we compare with week 2, right, it's bigger, 167,000. Okay, so which means it's being represented visually correctly here, right? It's bigger as compared to week 1. Cumulatively, week 1 and week 2, we have this size here for January. Okay, so that's really cool. So if you have a lot of categories, a lot of sections, then it can give you a really nice overview on where your sales numbers are. Okay, so let's create our Sunburst chart. So let me just delete this. Make sure to highlight your table. Okay, let's go to Insert, Recommended Charts, go to All Charts, and let's look for the Sunburst chart. So it's over here. Okay, there's only one selection, so no worries there. It's looking good. This is the one that we want. Let's go OK. And now we have our Sunburst chart very easily. So we just maximize this a bit. So let me just delete the chart title over here. Okay, so if we just go to Chart Tools, Design, we can just make some changes to the design of the Sunburst chart. So if we want it to look a bit different, right, we just select this, right, and we don't need the chart title, just delete it again, and there you have it. You have your Sunburst chart, and you can now show what the biggest slice of your pie is on.